Hey, so I'm Matt and I'm South African, but I've been living here in Hong Kong for the last 4 years now. And today we're in the central business district of Hong Kong, and we're going to be taking the world's longest covered escalator. We're not going to take it all the way to the top because we lose signal, but we're going to take it like the best parts of it. Let's begin, and we'll start here right at the beginning. Now, this is the world's longest covered escalator. In fact, it's in the Guinness Book of World Records for being the world's longest covered escalator. Now, it's located in the central business district of Hong Kong. This is where a lot of people come to work every morning. And it's if you were to take the escalator from top to bottom, it would take approximately 20 minutes to get from top to bottom. I've done it, and it takes us from the business area, the CBD over here, all the way to the residential area. So the CBD is the area called Central is on the bottom, and then as you go higher and higher, it becomes a residential area. So there's a very good reason why this escalator was built, and it had to do with a problem that the government had and the local people here had. And that problem had to do with traffic. Now, we on Hong Kong Island. In Hong Kong Island, there's not much land here. In fact, between 8 to 10% of Hong Kong has been, the land has been reclaimed from the ocean just because of the lack of land. And Hong Kong Island is a very mountainous island. And so, in fact, this world's longest escalator, as we go up, it goes all the way up to 135 meters or 443 feet over 800 meters, or about half a mile. So it's quite a steep terrain, and but the big problem was traffic. You've got very steep terrain, the roads are very narrow. How do people that live in the central business district get from Hayraven? How do they get from here and then all the way to the residential area? Now, they used to have to either walk down. Now, keep in mind this is a steep hill, or they would take cars. You know, if you live working in central, you know, you're working for one of the big finance companies, that makes sense. However, the roads were really narrow, and even though it was a very short journey, it would take half an hour to get 500 meters because you had one-way streets, roads are narrow, of course there's traffic early in the morning, so they just had lots and lots of problems. And the solution was to create this escalator system. And so, because of the steep topography, because there was no allowance for major roads up the hill here in Central, and so it took about 2.5 years to build. But at 6 a.m. on the 15th of October 1993, 18 escalators and 3 inclined walkways were opened. Now, I just want to tell you, Hong Kong is always undergoing redevelopment, and that's very true right now. In fact, on this side, there's a lot of building and construction. That's very much Hong Kong. Hong Kong continuously being redeveloped. Now, this escalator is used by about 100,000 people a day, and it's also a tourist attraction. Now you would think they would have 2 sets of escalators, but there's actually just one. And from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. the escalators go down, and then from 10 a.m. until midnight these inclined escalators go up. Now, if you're coming here, it's now just after 9, so the escalators are still going down, and I'm walking up the steps. But if you're going to take the steps from top to bottom, you would climb up 782 steps. But one of the great things about this escalator is it actually became a tourist attraction in itself. In fact, a lot of we're going to visit some of them. A lot of the tourist attractions here in Hong Kong, you access through this escalator system, and we're going to visit one of them shortly. It's called. There's a couple of them. There's a PMQ, which is formerly the police married headquarters. It's now a place where up-and-coming artists can show their designs in small little shops. It used to be the living quarters of married police. And then I'm going to take you into Tai Quan. Now, Tai Quan in Cantonese, translated into English, means big station. Cantonese is what's spoken in southern China and here in Hong Kong. And here you get a little sense of the roads. Now, what is also one of the benefits of this, and they didn't even expect it, one of the benefits of the this covered escalator is that all the businesses around the escalators started doing really well, because it was almost like an advert, you know, like you're standing here on the escalator, and then you look into different businesses. We'll be able to see that a little bit better when we go on our way down. But we're almost at big station Tai Quan. A couple more steps, I'll take you inside. And we've just passed the 3 inclined escalators. Actually, this is my favorite part. And my recommendation is come after 10 a.m. It'll take you straight up, and you can visit a lot of the tourist attractions along here. In fact, one of the tourist attractions you can visit is the Peak. And if you want to take a shortcut to the Peak is it's on top of Hong Kong Island. It's a mountain, one of the highest points. And this is a shortcut to get up there. Now, before we enter one of the tourist attractions, Tai Quan here, I'm going to show you how narrow the roads are. Now, there's a scene that was shot just down this road, and hey guys, and it was from Batman Dark Knight. Part of the Dark Knight was set in Hong Kong, and there's a scene here on this very walkway that we're looking at now where Morgan Freeman and Christian Bale are having a conversation. Really cool moment from there. So let's step into Tai Quan. I'll tell you more about it. Now, Hong Kong is a very... Yes, this is the same as the Horex is asking, is it the same as the mid-level escalator? Yeah, this is the mid-level escalator. This is what it's called in Hong Kong. So, I said earlier, Hong Kong is continuously redeveloping, and but they've restored some beautiful buildings. This being one of them, the Tai Quan, the big station, and the former colonial police headquarters until World War II. So we're going to go inside. Roads, it goes in 2 directions, just depends on the time of day. So from like 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. every morning, it's going down, and then from 10 a.m. until midnight it will go up. And Horex says the film Already Tomorrow was also shot here on the mid-level escalator. So here we are in Tai Quan. Beautiful, beautiful space. And they often do amazing projections onto this old police station. Now, there are a number of tourist attractions to visit here. Unfortunately, I know in the past I've lost signal, so I'm just going to tell you what you can find here. So behind this police station, in that corner, is the former Victoria prison, and you can go visit that prison. It's not used anymore, it's been turned into a museum. Also behind here is a whole bunch of new galleries and performance venues, and then people love coming to Tai Kwan as well, just to relax and have a coffee or tea or lunch or snack. And they've got these great restaurants here. So just an all-around great place to come, and in stark contrast to the rest of Hong Kong. If I just lift up the camera just for a little bit, you can see, you know, we're surrounded by skyscrapers, but then we have this beautiful historical part of Hong Kong juxtaposed right next door. So this is a big tourist attraction to come to. Lots to see, lots to do. Check out the museum, check out the galleries. They're all behind this building over here, and there are more restaurants. And quite often, and they're on my YouTube channel, you can they'll show 3D projection light and music shows that are projected onto the facade of this building, and they're really, really great to watch. Hey Trisha! So we'll leave Tai Kwan now. And continue. Now, if I was going to go, one of the other places that I would like to take you, we do lose signal because of the buildings become very close together, but I will walk a little bit down the road and I'll show you, is one of the oldest mosques in Hong Kong. There's only 5 mosques in Hong Kong, and if we were to walk a little bit further up, the oldest one in Hong Kong, that was built in 1890, is located here on the mid-level escalator, and that's where soldiers from Southeast Asia that were stationed here at the military garrisons, that's where they worshipped and found community. Hey Trisha, good to see you. So I'll just give you a little sneak peek around the corner. And I want to give you a little tip for when you're in Hong Kong. So in Hong Kong we use a card to travel called the Octopus card, similar to what you would have in the UK with an Oyster card. And that allows you to go on bus, trains, trams, everything. And if you've got that card with you, you can swipe it here. You can, like that lady is doing, and you get $2 off your next fare. So that's really cool. So if we were to continue, the escalators carry on, and there's still more tourist attractions. I'm going to give you a little, tell you what those are shortly. So we've got the Dr. Sun Yat-sen Museum. That's a museum, that was a doctor from Hong Kong that almost became the president of China. He wanted to bring democracy to China. He wasn't successful, but it's an interesting little part of history, and you can go visit his fort. Well, it's his house. It was his house in Hong Kong, but it's now been turned into a museum. And then we've got the Man Mo Temple, beautiful temple to visit here in Hong Kong. And then of course Tai Kwan, where we just visited, and then also a little bit further up the PMQ. That's where you're going to find it's a former police married headquarters, but with beautiful, here's the sign for it. And here's the sign for the mosque as well. So there's the PMQ that you can visit. We just carried on up the escalator. If you want to support local artists, see what the latest things is, go to PMQ, and then the Jamia Mosque, also straight up there. Now, unfortunately, there is no signal, but if we're taking these escalators, you can see it just carries on up 800 meters, then we would get there. But now for the fun part. We're going to take the inclined escalators all the way down, so get your postcard buttons ready, because we're going to get some great shots. Rose says, I always have problems on escalators, they mess with my vertigo. Let's take a little peek down there. I love these winding streets, and all these streets up here, you can see this is a one-way street, very narrow. This is very typical of Hong Kong Island and the central business district. So now we're gonna go on the 3 inclined escalators, and I'll point out some of the attractions that have and businesses that have taken advantage of being on the mid-level escalators. Now it is summer in Hong Kong. Oh, here you can see they've got a special historical trail leading up with a bunch of different stops here in mid-levels. So, oh man, just a beautiful place to be, and very relaxing to be here, especially in summer in Hong Kong. You don't want to be walking too much. That's why I'm doing this tour fairly early in the morning. And if you would come here on a weekday in the morning or around 6-7 o'clock, that's when you're going to see a lot of people coming here non-stop. Going to be really, really busy. Now it's the weekend, it's not as busy as usual, so it's a little bit more quieter. Okay, we've got 2 more escalators, inclined escalators to take. Neil asked, do locals want another build another direction? I would think in summer they do. It does get really hot, but it's a very efficient system, I think. And in Hong Kong, Hong Kong's got a very high life expectancy, and I really think that's because people do so much walking here. And like me, I've just walked up. Not even the whole of the inclined escalator, but it's some good exercise, and so would they like it? I'm sure they would, but good exercise maybe not to have us. And here you can see they've got a massage parlor here, and like later during the day you can see people getting massage, getting their nails done. It's really good advertising for the business, and a lot of businesses around this area, like business has done really well because, and it benefited from the mid-level escalator. Thanks, Rose. Okay, we're going to take our last set of elevators down. Love these restaurants with the glass. You can see in what's happening. There's also some a hairstylist, like over here. So like usually, like if I come in the afternoon or evening, people will be having their haircuts over here. Let's take our final incline. I love these inclined escalators. You know, it's flat. You can just stand and just admire the view. And here you can see bamboo being used. Now bamboo, they use bamboo as scaffolding for when buildings getting renovated or when they're constructing a building. I'm used to, back in my country, we use, you know, those metal scaffolding. Here they use bamboo. Really amazing to see how hardy it is. Okay, yeah, it's a regular massage, just a regular Thai massage. And here is, on our left-hand side, this red building is another hairstylist. It's closed at the moment, but if we came at like 5 o'clock, we'll see people having their hair done, and it's like a really nice visual. It really attracts you to coming to this area. Now, one of the final places you can visit is the building straight ahead. It's the former Central Market. Now, they've still got central markets like this across Hong Kong. It's where you can go and have a cheap meal, but this one is probably the nicest. It's been redone, and it's nice. It's one of the nicest, and they've got lots of different food from all over, and just really, really nicely done. So I'm going to turn around now, give you a nice reverse look at the world's longest covered escalator in the Guinness Book of World Records. And then we can do a little zoom in. There we are. And there we are, we're back in the central business district. Man, that was awesome. I'm gonna switch the camera around now. Now, it is very hot. I don't know if you can see, but I'm sweating. And that's because it is Hong Kong summer. So I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. And if you want to buy me a coffee, the links are all on my YouTube and my Facebook group. If you're not part of my Facebook group, please join. I'd love to have you.